Hello and good morning. It is once again that time of year. Welcome to Strassenfest Live here on 18 WJTS. And for those of you listening on 100.9 FM WBDC, again, I'm Ty Hunter. I am joined with this year's Strassenfest Committee Chairman, Mr. Mike Ackerman. Mike, good morning.
Good morning, Ty. Glad to be here. Thanks for having us. We appreciate all the efforts you guys make to help us promote Jasper Strassenfest.
It is our pleasure. The 39th annual Jasper Strassenfest kicks off tonight. I know this has been basically an entire year of planning here. You guys pretty well start the day after Strassenfest last year to get everything going. This is your first year as the head cheese.
It is, and I'm very happy to have this honor to serve as chairman of this year's committee, Ty. I've got a great committee that is with me, makes my job very, very easy. A very diverse group of folks, from very young to very old, male, female, everybody that has a job to do, does it well, and all I have to do is just manage the moving parts. So
you just get to take all the glory.
I guess that's okay too.
Mike, what made you decide that you wanted to chair this board and be a part of the Jasper Strassenfest?
So I was fortunate enough through my Jasper Deutsche Verein connection to be part of the board for a number of years. And when the opportunity came up, it was something that I thought, hey, it's a great way to give back to the community and help do something that is positive for Jasper.
Let's talk about this year's Strassenfest, a very special theme this year. And I know you forgot your hat this morning, but...
well, I purposely forgot the hat so that people have a reason to come out this evening and for opening ceremonies and see your hats. So this year's theme is celebrating tradition and building our future. So the theme was contrived from the fact that Jasper has so many things going on in its downtown area with building projects, both private and public, that is really changing the face of the Old Town and downtown Jasper. So the committee felt like it was a very fitting theme. Along with that, at last week's Saturday night's Miss Strassenfest contest, our runner-up had put another twist on it, which I thought was very cool, that Jasper's future is also its young people. So I want to put a big shout out to our runner-up, Miss Strassenfest, for bringing that forward too.
The Jasper Strassenfest is such a special time of year. There's people that come home from college or wherever they are in their lives to come home for Strassenfest. Some people don't even come home for Christmas. They come home for Strassenfest. I know there's a lot of class reunions this weekend as well. Why do you think that is?
I think that Strassenfest has become so much ingrained into the community that people really feel a great sense of belonging with that. When you have Christmas time, sometimes people share back and forth from family to family, but Strassenfest is less of a conflict and an opportunity for all of us to come together and celebrate Jasper.
Celebrate Jasper, and of course the surrounding area. It's something that I don't think people that maybe have never served on the board realize how much it takes to put on something where 50,000 people may stop by in one day.
It's a fun event to be able to put on. There's a lot of moving pieces between getting all of the booths lined up, all of the events lined up. The City of Jasper departments are a great help on getting things cleaned up, helping us get things set up for the fest. We've got contractors that come and set up stages, put the electrical up, tent companies that come in on Monday evening at 6 p.m. and work through the night to get our big tents up. So yeah, it's a big undertaking, but it is all for a great cause.
I think what's crazy to me is then next week, Wednesday, there won't be any trace that the Strassenfest ever happened.
It's almost even quicker than that. So on Sunday, after the parade, there's all of the stands start going down, and by Monday morning, other than the big tents, there's very little remnants of the Strassenfest there. So again, everyone works their hardest and does a great job.
What is your favorite part of Strassenfest, Mike?
Well, I would have to lie if I didn't tell you it was a bratwurst. You got to have the ceremonial bratwurst at the German Club stand each year. But I really like the log sawing contest. It's an old event that's been around for a long time, and it's really fun to watch the camaraderie of the teams and the competition that takes place.
I know one thing I want to touch on is we talked about how people who have lived here come back for Strassenfest, but it's also a chance to showcase our community to people who are not from here, to entice them that this is a place that they need to move to. This is a place they need to raise their children.
It really is. It's a good opportunity for everyone in the community to come together and showcase. I had a guy tell me a few years ago, it's really an opportunity for people to step up how clean we have our places. Jasper's got a history of being a very well-kept city, and Strassenfest is that just that extra little push to tell us, let's go above and beyond and pull that extra weed and do that extra thing to make ourselves look great for people coming in to visit us. So congratulations to everyone within Jasper that helps do that and keep Jasper looking the way it does.
Now, Mike, I know since you're in the studio, I suggest everybody make sure you get that bratwurst from the German Club at some point during the fest over the next couple of days.
Thank you, Ty.
Mike Ackerman, he is the chairman of the Jasper Strassenfest Committee. Stay tuned here on Strassenfest Live on 18 WJTS and 100.9 FM WBDC as we'll be talking with Strassenfest royalty and some of the other committee members, so stay tuned.
See you tonight.
Welcome back to Strassenfest Live on 18 WJTS, and of those of you listening on 100.9 FM WBDC, I'm Ty Hunter. I am joined here in the WJTS studios with Becky Hickman. She is the chairperson of the pageant, the Strassenfest pageant that has already happened. And before we get to, of course, royalty here, Becky, let's talk with you. Becky, first of all, good morning.
Good morning, Ty. How are you?
Pretty good, pretty good. Becky, you have not only have you obviously involved this year, but this is not your first year being in charge of this pageant.
It is not. You know what? Someone asked me that the other day, and I'm like, I think it's 14 years.
14 years.
14
wow.
years, yes.
Let's go back 14 years ago. What made you decide that you wanted to be a part of this?
Well, the coordinator at that time, she wanted to step out of it. She'd been doing it for several years, and someone volunteered me. Brought up my name.
And 14 years later, here you still are.
And here I am 14 years later. Yeah, well, it's because I meet such wonderful young ladies, and I have an opportunity to work with them and help them develop some interview skills and just be confident in who they are, and I love that. So
it's amazing when you look back at past Strassenfest queens, what they've gone on to in their lives. Very successful.
Very successful, yes. We have business owners, we have pharmacists, we have orthodontists, we have some physician's assistants. We have 2 right now who is finishing their residency.
Wow.
And will be doctors.
Again, the skills that these young ladies learn during this pageant. Let's talk about some of the things that they are asked to do, and they'll pretty well carry with them through the rest of their lives.
Yeah, these are basic life skills. I think our entire life, communication is very important, and so whether you're speaking one-on-one or you're speaking in front of a large group, feeling comfortable and be able to present and speak passionately about something that you care deeply is very important. I think the interviewing skills, so we sit down and we walk through some interviewing. We talk about eye contact. We talk about removing some of those filler words like and like and yeah and those things. And then we talk about how to present yourself on stage confidently. And the key is being genuine with the judges and being able to make that connection. I think oftentimes we talk at people instead of talk with people. And the biggest thing that I really enjoy is the community service. Darla Blasey starts out with a junior miss. Sometimes that's the first time they have ever volunteered in the community, and they pick a non-for-profit of their choice, and they learn about giving back to others. And then for the miss, they do a video, a short 45-second video on why that was important, why they chose that, and what did they learn. And it's pretty impactful.
Scholarships during the pageant.
Scholarships. Kara just won $1,000.
Yes.
Yep, $1,000. That'll cover at least a couple of semesters of books. And then Kelsey Grauman, our first runner-up, she received $500. So it is a scholarship. There's scholastic involved with the judging. And you know, one of the things that, you know, a lot of the community doesn't see is the interview, and that's with 3 out-of-county judges, and they sit down and have a 5-minute conversation with these ladies. And so that interview is very important. If you are doing well there, you present yourself well on the stage, you're pretty much carrying yourself through. But if you're not interviewing very well, then it's kind of hard
very
to
important
catch.
Step in the
It
pageant.
is very important.
Beck, I'm going to give you the honor of introducing this year's queen.
I will. This is Kara Scourge.
Our 2017 queen. Congratulations, Kara.
Thank you so much, Ty. It's such an honor.
So what made you decide to be a part of this pageant?
Well, I've never done a pageant before.
This is your first one?
This is my first
Okay, well,
one.
congratulations.
And I love the past queen, Vanessa Hickman, and her mom has been awesome throughout this whole experience. But I love the Strassenfest, and I've lived here my whole life, and I love celebrating our culture and our heritage. So I figured, you know, go for it. Reach for the stars. And here I am. So
What
I
was the
guess it was a
interview?
good decision.
Becky mentioned that interview earlier. What was that like?
Oh, it was wonderful. I loved the judges. Whenever they dismissed me, I was like, I'm not done talking to you guys. Like, I want to keep talking. It was just like a normal, conversation, and it was very like conversational. And they were great. I thought it went really well, and it was good.
When they called your name, what did that feel like?
In the movies, whenever like your ears ring and you're just like, whoa,
What just happened?
happened?
Yeah.
That was me. Like, I feel like I couldn't hear anything, and I was just like, oh my goodness, like did that just happen? Am I dreaming? Like, I texted her the next morning. I'm like, was I dreaming? And she was like, no.
Wake up, did that really happen
Yeah.
last night? Yeah. Some of your duties, what will they entail this year's Strassenfest?
Well, we have our Miss Court, our Junior Miss Court, and our Little Miss and Mr. Courts. And I am coordinating where everyone will be at all times during the Strassenfest to make sure they have an escort, an adult escort at all times. And just make sure that everyone is hydrated and rested up. And I'll be at a lot of the events. You can see me there in my crown and sash and my lovely drindle. And I'll be passing out awards and be participating in some of them.
Let's talk about that parade. Have you gotten that wave down? Can we see a little bit of it?
I guess so. Are you supposed to like close your hand?
You've got 3 days to perfect it. Becky, what is it? Is there a certain wave that they got to do?
No, there's no wave.
My whole life has been a lie.
The British Queen, she's doing this little circle, small circles. It's whatever you.
It's
see.
whatever you want.
It
Okay,
is.
maybe pick
Hi
up some
Ty, how are you?
Make sure you look for Kara in the Jasper
Yeah.
Strassenfest parade on Sunday and see which wave she's picked and perfected
Yeah.
over the weekend. Kara, what is your favorite part of Strassenfest?
Oh my goodness. Just seeing the whole community come together. I always like to go on the Ferris wheel and go at the very top and just look over Jasper. This is what our ancestors dreamed of. And it's just amazing to see a community come together
Let's
like that.
talk about the food. Favorite Strassenfest food?
Well, I love those Patoka Lake Sailing Club monster cookies.
I got a friend in you.
I
I'll be in line with you.
I have a big sweet tooth, and so that's definitely my favorite.
Monster cookies. Becky, I want to ask you the same thing. Favorite Strassenfest food?
Oh, I'm not sure I have a favorite because it's Thursday night. I usually go and get a tenderloin.
So you have a favorite every night?
Yes.
Okay.
And the monster. So here's the nice thing about Friday. If you don't want to wait in those long lines, some of the food booths are open at lunch on Friday, so you can go in their shorter lines.
Again, take advantage of Strassenfest food for
Inside
lunch.
tips.
Yeah, the inside tips there. Yeah.
Yeah, Ty,
Some of
yeah.
those booths will be open.
Yeah, I have a few people I'd like to
Oh,
thank
go right ahead.
if that's all right. There's a lot of people behind the scene that help make this happen. And this year we held it at Redemption Christian Church, which we had it last year there, and it works very well.
What a beautiful facility.
It is a very beautiful, and there's rooms available, and it just makes it very nice, and the stage is beautiful. And they have a crew there that jumps in and volunteers. There's people running the camera, they're parking, they're helping with everything. They're very cordial, very nice there. And then all of our sponsors, so Dysinger Jewelers of Jasper, Flower Star Hearth and Home, Picture Perfect, German American, Kim Messmer with Mary Kay Cosmetics, Finishing Touches, Maurice's, the Ivy Manor, Just Whimsy, Fantastic Sam's. And then this year we had Gene Kuntz. Gene has stepped down as the MC after 37 years, so he MC'd 37 to 39, and so we honored him, and I want to say thank you, Gene, for 37 years. He makes it look so easy and just flows very nicely. And then someone who kind of we overlooked just a bit, she kind of snuck out last year, was Donna Stimley. Donna Stimley has coordinated the Little Miss and Mr. more years than I have, more than 14 years. And so she kind of snuck off quietly, and so
Try to ride off into the sunset without
she
recognition.
did. Yeah, she came back this year and helped a little bit, but I just wanted to do a shout out for Donna and say, Donna, thank you so much for all the years that
She put in a lot of hard work.
hard work, made some lot of changes. And then I'm going to let Kara introduce the rest of her Miss Court.
Yes.
Yes. So our first runner-up was Kelsey Grauman. Our second runner-up was Madeline Keller. Our Miss Photogenic was Chloe Berger. And our Miss Congeniality was Hannah Rydberg. And I'd love to shout out to all of them. You guys have been wonderful. Thank you, Kelsey, for helping me with scheduling and getting everything together. Thank you, Madeline, for helping me with the meeting. Thank you, Hannah and Chloe, so much. You guys are amazing.
Kara, I've worked with pageants over the years as far as emceeing and things. And one thing I've noticed is the friends you make. during
my
these
goodness.
pageants turn into lifelong friends.
They really do. And when we first all came together, I was like, this is a really good group of girls. And then more and more, I was like, I love these girls. Like, I really feel like I've made 9 lifelong friends. And that's more important than any title, anything like that. I'll have these friends.
Now, your duties past Strassenfest, obviously you'll be making appearances throughout the year at other different festivals around the area. But let's talk future. I know you got a $1,000 scholarship. What are your plans?
Well, this fall I'll be attending Rose Holman Institute of
Wow.
Technology, yes, to study biochemistry and psychology in hopes of becoming a genetic counselor one day.
Becky, there's another success story in the making there.
There you
with the
go.
Jasper Strassenfest
Hopefully.
Queen. Well, congratulations.
Thank
We
you
wish
so
you
much.
the best of luck up there at Rose Holman. I know
Thank
not an
you.
easy school to
No.
to attend, but congratulations.
I'm ready.
Wish you best
Thank
luck. Congratulations on the win, and again, we'll see you out there with your court at the Jasper Strassenfest. I'll see you in line for the monster cookies.
Yes, come look for us. Thank you.
Becky, what are you looking for in the Jasper Strassenfest Queen for those out there that may be on the fence on whether they want to do this maybe next year? What are you looking for?
Yeah, so we're looking someone who just overall as a whole person, so they can communicate, they can interview, they can stand up, be on a TV, they can, scholastic is important as well, that's a part of it, but someone overall who is a genuine person through and through, caring, and so I think Kira, she definitely fits that. So I think for the future, it's anybody's game, really. We go through the rehearsals and we practice, and so we make sure that everyone, understands what the skills are, and we polish them. So we give them some feedback, and then it's really waking up that day and whose day is it going to be today? Because all 10 of them would have done a very nice job as Miss Strassenfest, and so it's 3 judges that come in and make that decision.
What is the basic timeline of when to be looking for the next entry period?
Yeah, so in May 1st, we put out the application, and then it's open until usually June 30th. And then this year we reduced to 2 rehearsals. So we had photos, we had recording of the video, the community service video, then we had the first rehearsal. The next rehearsal was the dress rehearsal, and then it's the pageant. So as far as time in the summer, we've narrowed that down as much as we can, and then it's just the fest week. So and that festival responsibilities, we expect them to be there and support that. And then after that, it's as they can appear, because we know they're going to college and they're working on growing their knowledge as well. So that's what it's about. If you're interested, you can contact any of former Miss Strassenfest, reach out to us during the year, and we're happy to talk them through with that.
I think it's one thing you notice when you walk through the Jasper Strassenfest is how many past queens come every day, every year.
Every year they come back. Yeah, and next year is going to be our 40th, so starting to plan on some special fun hopes that we can bring back most of our previous Strassenfest queens.
Strassenfest pageant chair Becky Hickman, and of course our 2017 Jasper Strassenfest Queen, Kara. And Kara, once again, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
We will see you tonight in downtown Jasper.
I'll see you there.
You're watching Strassenfest live on 18 WJTS and on the radio 100.9 FM WBDC. We're back after this. Welcome back to Strassenfest live on 18 WJTS and on the radio 100.9 FM WBDC. I'm Ty Hunter, joined here in the WJTS studios with Darla Blazes. She is the Junior Miss Strassenfest Pageant Chair. Good morning, Darla.
Good morning, Ty.
Darla, let's talk about the Junior Miss Pageant, because this is young ladies of what age range?
They're usually age 12 to 14. They're entering the 7th or 8th grade.
Entering the 7th or 8th grade. Why is this so important?
Well, actually, taking a look at this year's Miss contestants, 7 of those girls of the 10 participated in the Junior Miss contest when they were younger. So it's really kind of a builder program. We want them to come back, when they're later in life and participate in the Miss Strassenfest. So we started the Junior Miss program in 2010.
In 2010. Well, I'll let you introduce this year's Junior Miss.
Sure, this is Karis Wiggin. And Karis, you want to introduce yourself and say a little bit about yourself?
Hi, I'm Karis Wiggins. I'm 12 years old. I go to Jasper Middle School.
Karis, let's go back to the pageant. When they called your name, were you pretty excited?
I was. It was my first pageant, so I was pretty I didn't know that I was going to win because it's just my first pageant.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
What are some of the things you had to do?
We had to get a speech together on our community service, and I went to Crisis Connection, and that was my community service project, and we had to do a 30-second little essay, and we had to put that together, and then we had to put a slideshow with all of our pictures from Crisis Connection, well, for me, and then that whenever we were walking was on the screen, and then we also had to do an interview with 3 judges, and that was probably the most stressful part.
Is that pretty nerve-wracking?
Yeah.
What are kinds of things they asked you?
They asked me about my brothers, like if I was...
Do you like your brothers?
Sort of.
You will once you get older.
Well, they asked me if I was in my older brother's spot and he was in my spot because both of my brothers are older than me. What would I do different? I said I'd probably be a lot nicer than they are. They also asked me what... I'm in Thumbs Up Wide and I'm also in Ruse, which is 2 clubs at my school. And Thumbs Up Wide is a little section off of Ruse, and that is every Thursday you go every morning and you just say thumbs up Thursday and like have a great day, and you just get everybody's day started, and that's pretty much all they asked me.
How excited are you for Strassenfest tonight?
Really excited.
Even more so now that you're the junior miss, but
Yeah.
What are you most excited about?
I'm most excited about having a whole bunch of fun, and really I love dancing at the talent spiel. I've been dancing at talent spiel for the past 3 years, and I've gotten something every year, but dancing and just showing everybody my talent and seeing everybody else's talent in Jasper is just so much fun.
Why did you choose dancing? Why do you enjoy it so much?
Dance is a way to express myself through music and moves, and I'm not that good of a talker, so I'm just...
Make up for it in dancing.
Yeah.
Favorite Strassenfest food?
My favorite Strassenfest food is probably a tie between the Spartan chips at the Precious Blood booth and the elephant ears there.
Oh, very nice. Both
Yeah.
very good. Darla, I'm asking you the same thing. First of all, favorite part of Strassenfest?
Oh, that's
you're here in
that's
the
tough.
studio.
I do like the parade.
The parade?
The parade is fun. It's great to see all those faces out there when we get to ride a float for the committee, so that's fun.
Favorite food?
Favorite food, probably the cookies.
Oh, this is number 2 for me today. Now I asked the Queen earlier, have you perfected your parade wave?
No, I haven't even tried yet.
Just going to wing it?
Yeah.
I do that every day. It's all right.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations to you, Karis.
Thank you.
And we will see you at the Jasper Strassenfest tonight and through the weekend. You're watching Strassenfest Live here on 18 WJTS. We're back right after this. Welcome back to Strassenfest Live on 18 WJTS and on the radio, 100.9 FM WBDC. I'm Tyner, joined in the WJTS studios with Darla Blasey, still with the Junior Miss pageant. Of course, our winner, Junior Miss Karis Wiggins. She is going to be representing at the Jasper Strassenfest, but not the only winner. There's some other ladies that need recognition.
There were 10 young ladies that participated, and we did want to give a shout out to the other court members. So our first runner-up was Delaney Smith. Second runner-up and Miss Photogenic was Hannah Seibert, and also our Miss Congeniality was Emily Schaefer.
Congratulations to them. Karis, did you make a lot of friends during this?
I did. Well, I had a lot of friends that already competed in it too. I made 2 more friends actually, so
Wow.
most of them were already my friends.
They were already friends, so you made 2
Yeah.
additional friends. Do you already know what you have to do this weekend, some of the events that you have to go to?
I know some of the events. I don't know all though. I know I have to be there every day.
You're basically going to live on downtown Jasper for the next
Yeah.
3 days.
It's going to be tiring.
Yeah. Is there any event that you're looking forward to that you not necessarily would have probably checked out if you hadn't been a winner?
The hot air balloon.
Hot air balloon? Did you get to
Yeah.
go up in one?
I don't think so, no.
I'm scared of heights.
Me too.
so-
I couldn't get up on this table. But again, this is going to be a great year. The 39th annual Jasper Strassenfest just gets better and better every year, and I know you're excited about it. Karis, again, congratulations
Thank you.
on your win. Stay tuned. We're going to talk to the Littles right after this on 18 WJTS. Welcome back to Strassenfest Live on 18 WJTS and our radio partner 100.9 FM, WBDC. I'm Ty Hunter, joined in the studio here with Sheila Beck. She is the chair of the Little Miss and Little Mister pageant for this year's Jasper Strassenfest. Sheila, good morning.
Good morning.
This is a fan favorite, is this pageant. What made you decide to be a part of this? Many
I've
moons
been
ago?
working behind the scenes for several years now, and when there was an opportunity presented itself to me, and Donna stepped down, and she asked me if I wanted it, so
It's pretty big shoes to fill with. Donna, she did such a great job.
She's a great teacher.
This is such a fun pageant, and it's
It
such a
is.
great opportunity to showcase some of the talents and skills of our younger youth. What is the age group for the Little Miss and Little Mister?
7 and 8 year old. They cannot be, this year it was, you cannot be 9 before August 6th, or on or before August 6th. So 7 and 8 year olds.
So what are some of the things that they have to do
At
the pageant?
At the pageant, they have to come out and introduce themselves one by one. That's probably the biggest thing by themselves. Then they come out in a group and answer questions. So they each get the same questions, so they're not so nervous one by one. Then they all come out together, and then the court is announced.
Well, let's talk to, first we'll start with the ladies. We'll start with the Little Miss, and I'll let you introduce yourself just like you did in the pageant.
Hi, my name is Audrey Hoffman.
Audrey, how old are you?
I am 7 years old.
Where do you go to school?
I attend Ireland Elementary School.
All right. Do you remember the question they asked you at the pageant?
Well, they asked me lots of questions.
Lots of questions, like what? Just give me one example.
Like, asked me what my favorite food is. And
What is your favorite food?
my grandma's blueberry and banana muffins.
That sounds delicious, actually. All right, Jasper, Strassenfest. What's your favorite food at the Strassenfest?
My favorite food at the Strassenfest is eating the elephant ears.
Those are good. Were you pretty nervous at the pageant?
Well, when we did the practice, I wasn't so nervous to do the real thing. So,
When they called your name, were you pretty excited?
mhm.
Well, congratulations on your win.
Thank you.
What are you looking forward to the most as Jasper Strassenfest?
I really don't know yet.
Just about everything? Excited
Mhm.
for everything?
Yeah.
Let's talk to the Little Mister. Charlie. Charlie, good morning. I'll let you introduce yourself.
My name is Charlie Sipe, and I go to Holy Trinity Catholic School.
Go to Holy Trinity. How old are you?
8.
What are some of the things you had to do for this pageant? Did you know if you won you had to wear that?
Yeah.
You're pretty excited to wear it? Making you look good in it. What are some of the things they asked you?
I forget.
You forgot? That's okay. That's okay. I forget everything. Let's talk about Jasper Strassenfest. What's your favorite food?
The chicken hearts.
The chicken. There you go. That's a new one this morning. Chicken hearts. What's your favorite thing about Strassenfest? What are you most excited to do?
Get the wristband and go on the rides every day.
Get the wristband and go on the rides every day. All right. Well, Charlie, and you guys have a lot of responsibilities at the Jasper Strassenfest. We're going to see you at a lot of the events. And you get to ride in the parade. Do you get to ride in a cool car? Do you know yet? You don't know? A float. You get to ride in a float, you get to wave to people and throw candy?
We don't get to throw candy.
You don't get to throw candy. Well, maybe someone will throw candy to you.
Hey.
Then you can try some. You want to ride? You're going to ride the rides? Like all of them? Are you scared of any of them?
No.
Nope. Bring it on. Bring them all on. Well, we congratulations to both of you,
Thank you.
Thank you.
and we will see you at the Jasper Strassenfest. Now, some of the other winners and that we'll pass the mic over there.
That's
we
all
go.
right. I want to mention the court. The Little Miss first runner-up is Lila Schmidt, and she was also the best German girl outfit. Little Miss second runner-up is Adeline Welp. Little Mister first runner-up is Henry Hostetter. Little Mister second runner-up is Jack Wood. Little Mister Charlie, he also won the best boy German outfit. So, and we would like to thank the community for donating to the pageant this year and made it such a success.
For those that will have 7 and 8 year olds next year, what's the kind of time frame that they should be looking for if they want to be a part of this?
Excuse me. May, we are going to try something different and send notices out to the schools in that age group because just to get the get the word out there that it is coming up, and the ad will be in the paper soon, so be looking for it.
All right, for next year's, and that'll be the 40th annual
Yes.
Jasper Strassenfest.
Yes, yes.
Little Miss, Little Mister here, and of course, Sheila Beck with the Miss and Mr. pageant. We'll be back with more Strassenfest Live on 18 WJTS and 100.9 FM WBDC after this. Welcome back to Strassenfest Live on 18 WJTS and 100.9 FM WBDC. We're joined once again here in the studios with Mike Ackerman, chairman of this year's Strassenfest. Can't seem to get rid of him. Mike, welcome back into the studios.
I'm glad to be back again, filling in here for Nick Huffman, our events chair, who got called away at the last minute this morning.
You guys, it's a pretty busy week for you guys.
It certainly can be. All of our committee members have other full-time jobs, and sometimes that's just the way that things work out.
Events chairman, that's a tough job for all the events that go on each and every day, and not just in the Strassenfest has spread so much that it's not just in downtown around the square.
It is, and this year with all of the construction projects, we've had the need to move a few things around. So as we go through it, you're going to see that some of the things that used to be down behind the old Hoosier Desk building near the Schaefer Log Barn, a lot of those have now moved over to Schrader Complex on 2nd Street. So as we get through this, kind of remember, check on the website, jasperstrassenfest.org, look on Facebook, download the app, look there, or pick up one of these handy little books, and it has all the events are at and the locations of the events.
Again, on the square there is an information booth that you can ask any questions you may have. They have those maps and things like that there. And, but let's go down some of these events. Things really kick off tonight with the Burgermeister proclamation and, of course, the opening ceremonies, and then they will ceremoniously carry, that's my favorite part of Strassenfest, because you know it's there. They carry that keg down and the bratwurst down to the beer garden.
It's always a good way to get things started. And highlight one other little piece that happens each year. Another very old tradition of the Strassenfest is the Children's Box Parade, and that starts at 4:45 at the fire station, and the children decorate their own boxes and pull them up to the square and have them judged. So that's always a fun thing. Opening ceremony kicks off at 6:15 p.m., and we will have color guard there from the Boy Scouts. We're going to have people there singing. We're going to have the Burgermeister proclamation from the mayor, as well as some words of wisdom from our Hof Marshal and host and hostess. So hope that you all can come to that. At the conclusion of that, State Senator Mark Messmer and the Chardon Polka Band lead us down to the beer garden with the ceremonial first tapping. So invite everyone to come down. That's the only free beer you're going to get, but hey, you just as well come down and get that free cup of beer and enjoy a little sausage and soft pretzel with us.
Let's talk about the beer garden for a minute, the buttons that require that for admittance there. But for those of you that maybe are not going to partake or aren't 21 yet, highly suggest you still buy a button because that supports the Jasper Strassenfest.
Absolutely. Wear your button. It's only $5. It's a donation to a great cause, the Jasper Strassenfest. Whether you go in the beer garden or not, we certainly, as Ty said, encourage you to do so and wear it with pride. Help spread the word for us.
A lot of people collect these buttons over the years.
There are, and a lot of people have got all of them. A lot of people are missing just a few. I believe there are button collections on display out at the Du Bois County Museum, which is one of the events. They've got a number of things going out there this year. So if you want to take a look at all of the past buttons, they're all colorful. They're all very interesting to see in a collection like that.
And the Steins. Can't forget about the Steins.
Can't forget about Steins. You're right. And those are on display at the Jasper Chamber of Commerce. So if you've never been there, that's a good reason to go and just see the Stein collection.
I believe they also have some of the past buttons for sale for like $1 or something there at the Chambers.
I believe you may be right.
Let's start on Thursday after the opening ceremonies. There's a lot of events tonight, and of course Friday, Saturday, and of course the big parade on Sunday. But let's start Thursday tonight.
Very good. So I'm going to have to cheat down and use my book here a little time. But that way
I don't blame you. There's that many events.
It's a lot of things going on. So each evening on the square we have the balloon guys for the kids. We've got caricatures by Karen Kovich, and we have face painting by Miss Keebler. So there's something for there that's
those are
absolutely free,
yeah.
And the kids can come and enjoy that. We have the WITS annual guitar pull contest on the main stage. We have a Stein holding contest at 8 p.m. in the beer garden. So if you believe that you've got the strength to hold that Stein out for longer than the rest of them in the group, we encourage you to come out and participate with that. At 9 o'clock on the main stage, we have the log sawing contest, both men and women divisions. It's a great old-time event that is a lot of fun. So we hope you come out for that. And each evening, there's a polka and chicken dance contest in the beer garden at 10 o'clock. So
Which gets very competitive.
it is, and some of us like to twirl their tie, so
Yes.
maybe we can get you to come down and twirl with us.
You don't want me twirling.
It'll be a fun thing. Friday, we have a quilt show at Holy Family. There are exhibits open at Du Bois County Museum on the north end of Jasper, including Old German script translation. So we would encourage you for that. There are golf scrambles on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at the Municipal Golf Course. On Friday afternoon and Saturday, we have an antique farm machinery show. This is one of the events that was moved from the Schaefer Log Barn area down to 2nd Street. So I encourage you to be able to make your way down to 2nd Street. We have a kiddie pedal tractor pull that is on Friday evening starting at 5:30 p.m., and that's in front of the fire station. Hot air balloon race, that is moved slightly, still in the same area, but it's now in front of Jubilar Toyota, up closer to the highway instead of off of St. Charles this year. Baby photo contest in the southwest corner of the square by La Leche League. We've got train rides all weekend, so it's just $10 a person, and you get a nice little train ride.
But it's a whole hour train ride for $10.
It's the best part of one. So by the time you load and unload, it takes a little time. But it's if you've never been on the Spirit of Jasper train, it's well worth it. It's a fun thing to do. If the people that have restored that did a great job, and that's exactly right. Trains have become a novelty almost. So, of course, the beer garden comes back. We have a photo booth from Starstruck DJ Service that's also free, so you can go in and take photos and enjoy yourself with that. Forest Park High School and Junior High School dance team performs at 7:15 in front of the West Side stage on Friday evening. And then again, polka and chicken dance contest on Friday night. Saturday, you're going to need a day stretcher because there are a lot of events on Saturday.
They're kicking off bright and early in the morning, too.
Yes, we do. So at 7 a.m., the barbecue chili and contest will start at Schrader Complex on 2nd Street.
Now, I know some of those guys are there like 3, 2, 3, 4 in the morning.
Well, but some of that might be it's just a great opportunity to get out there and party. And some of it might be that they need to get the meet started. So it's okay. It's okay. How about a Wet Loft 5K road run and fitness? And that starts at 9th and Main Street in Jasper. Starting time for that is 8 a.m. So if you're a runner, please come out and join that. The car show. So last year, the car show was held at a different location. This year, it was taken over by the Jasper JCs. Thank you, Jasper JCs, for both working the beer garden and running the car show for us. And they are moving that back to JC Park near the pool and the armory. So invite you to come out and enjoy the car show from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. We have a drive-in Jeep show and motorcycle show that previously was at Schaefer Barn, is now at the Schrader Complex at 2nd Street. That's from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Jasper City Mill is open. There will be entertainment there, which we will let our entertainment chair, Gary and Marcia, talk about that. Antique Farm Machinery Show opens back up at 9 a.m. on Saturday morning, so please come out for that. Diaper Derby is at the German American Bank parking lot, and this is proceeds benefit March of Dimes of Du Bois County, various events for small children. Zumba Fitness is from 9 a.m. to 9:45 a.m. on the West Side stage. I'm not even out of the morning yet, Ty. I got a long way to go here.
Well, there's a great opportunity. Maybe if you had too many Monster cookies, there's a lot of things you could do in the morning to kind of work them off or make room for more bratwurst.
That's a good thought process.
Like
That's a good thought process.
Don't forget bratwurst at the German booth.
How about an Auto Loft road rally?
We got right there, the Auto Loft. I can vouch for the past 3 years. That is one of the most fun events that you will partake in at the Strassenfest. I highly suggest. It takes about 3 hours of your time. It is well worth it. It is a lot of fun.
Everyone that does it seems to enjoy it. Their starting point has moved to the parking lot behind Los Bravos. With us moving a lot of other events to 2nd Street, that group was kind enough to move themselves to a new starting location. So Remember, for the auto loft, starts at 9:30 a.m. for check-in. First car leaves at noon, and they are leaving from the parking lot behind Los Bravos. That is courtesy of
The Rotary Club of
Rotary Club.
Jasper.
Thank you. Your eyes are better than mine from way over there. Amazing how that happens. How about an Insanity live workout from 9:45 to 10:30 a.m. on the West Side stage? We have the radio-controlled flyers on a Strassenfest fly-in out at the Jasper Recycling Center. We have a stone carver demonstration down at the City Mill. Junior Firefighter Challenge from 10 a.m. to noon near the fire station. Homebrew contest up at Snaps Cafe in the area behind Snaps. The WBDC Cornhole Tournament of Champions is also at 2nd Street at the Schrader Complex.
And that is different. We used to have it at the Du Bois County Security Center, the little area of grass right next to it. It was nice because WBDC's Brian Schwenk could look out the window there from the security center and watch it play cornhole. But we're going to move that to Schrader Complex this year. And again, you can still pre-register your two-person team. You can call the WBDC studios at 634-9232 to pre-register. Go to our website, WBDC.us. But again, that's going to be at the Schrader Complex this year for cornhole.
Amen. Quilt shows. Precious Blood and Holy Family both open their quilt shows at 10 a.m. on Saturday. Art and Wine Festival runs from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. at Dave Beeler Plaza down on the Riverwalk. Again, the Du Bois County Museum will open at 10 a.m. with numerous exhibits for people to go preview and view. A Strassenfest pet contest from 10:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. This is the one time that you can bring your pets down to the Strassenfest Square. Otherwise, for the safety of all, we encourage you to leave your pets at home, unless, of course, it is a bona fide service animal. Then you're certainly welcome to bring it. At 2nd Street, oops, I'm getting ahead of myself here, Ty. So you imagine that would happen. The Lions Club Dachshund Dash. Registration begins at 11 a.m. and the event starts at 1. So if you want to see a wiener dog run, you got to come to the Schrader Complex on 2nd Street on Saturday morning.
You will not regret coming out and watching that. It is hilarious to watch.
It's a fun event, and if you can't tell, there's a lot of things that we've moved over there to 2nd Street area. So please come out and take all these in. Also in that area, we have vintage baseball featuring the Indianapolis Blues baseball team. So this is old-time baseball played like it was in the 1800s.
Without a mitt.
Real men, child.
Real men.
Real men.
That's real men right there. Ouch.
So 2 games they'll be playing at noon and 2 p.m. We have a sheephead tournament. So for all you old-time folks and the young ones that are taking up the activity, sheephead tournament starts in the beer garden under the west tent at noon. There's a American Red Cross blood drive at the Courthouse Square on Saturday from noon to 5. We will have St. Joseph Catholic Church tours beginning at noon. Thank you, Bernie, for chairing that piece of the puzzle. Das Kinderspiel children's games. Registration begins at 11:30, and the events run from 12 to 1:30. And this is sponsored by the Downtown Merchants Business Association in front of the main stage. Thank you to all the merchants on the square in downtown who kindly restrict hours and do things to help the Strassenfest be a success. We know it is a challenge, and it does take away from some of your stuff. We appreciate your cooperation, allowing us to showcase Jasper and have this grand party. So thanks so much for being a part of that. I didn't mention carnival rides. How could I not mention carnival rides? Carnival rides are open every evening, but we will be, after this, I will be leaving and going downtown with our Fire Chief Kenny Hoaksong and someone from the State Fire Marshal's office to inspect all of the booths and everything to make sure it's all safe, including the rides. So I know there's been a number of rides that have gotten some bad press over the past 12 months, and we're trying to go above and beyond and perform a thorough inspection so that we do have very safe rides and opportunities for children. We've got a big wheel race that starts at 1 p.m. on the Courthouse Square. Train rides, polka mass, train rides. How about the Talent Spiel, WJTS Talent Spiel.
I heard of those guys.
I don't know where. I think that might be something to do with this, isn't it? So starts at 6 p.m. and that is on the main stage. Street dance party on the west side stage.
I'll be emceeing that, actually, the street dance.
God love you.
Don't watch me dance.
I heard you're pretty good, though.
You heard wrong.
And then that, beyond the entertainment that Gary and Marshall will be covering, that kind of covers that particular side of it. On Sunday, we get an early start again with the Strassenfest bicycle ride at 7 a.m., and that leaves from J.C. Armory Park. Quilt shows are again open at Holy Family and St. Joe and Precious Blood. The parade starts at 1 o'clock. And if you have not been to the Optimus Parade at the Jasper Strassenfest, you don't know what you're missing. It is one of the best, most complete parades you're ever going to see in the area. So certainly encourage you to come out and partake in that. Our celebration singers kick off at 7 p.m. at Holy Family Church, and we conclude the fest with fireworks down at Schrader Complex again.
And those fireworks are courtesy of the Strassenfest committee. It's such a great way to end the festival with fireworks display and really kind of enjoy the evening and then get ready for next year, because next year's a big one.
It is. Next year's our 40th year, so we're looking forward to it. As Ty alluded to in an earlier segment, there's a lot of planning goes into this, and we anticipate an even greater amount of planning for the 40th.
Again, there is information in the booklet that Mike had. Of course, you can ask the information booth there at the downtown square of all the events, not just on the square, but at various places in downtown Jasper. You're watching Strassenfest Live on 18 WJTS and 100.9 FM WBDC. Welcome back to Strassenfest Live here on 18 WJTS and 100.9 FM WBDC. I'm joined with the entertainment committee member, Mr. Gary Schnell, and of course with your wife. This is 10 years in the making. We're going to talk about the past 10 years. But first of all, good morning and welcome.
Good morning, Ty.
Musical entertainment for the Strassenfest. Just hold up that poster. I mean, that really says it all. How much entertainment there is each and every year at the Jasper Strassenfest. It really is, and I know you and your wife have worked really hard in making sure that there is something literally for everyone.
That was a goal that we took on 10 years ago whenever we decided to take over. I guess I decided to take over entertainment. I went home and told my wife. And
we talked on the radio a couple weeks ago. She wasn't exactly thrilled at the very beginning.
Yeah, but I want to publicly thank her for all the countless hours that she really spent researching to try to find entertainment. And then we went and previewed a lot of them in person at their concerts and things. And but just all the time that she spent doing all this. But yeah, that was a goal 10 years ago, just to find some good quality and a variety of entertainment that hopefully everybody's going to enjoy out here, and try to have the least amount of downtime per stage at a time. So when people are walking around, there's always something going on somewhere around the square or someplace around town that they could see. And
it's basically nonstop entertainment from the early morning hours until the evening hours. Let's go Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Let's talk about the big key, the main events, the headliners, you could say, for this year's Strassenfest. Let's start tonight.
Yeah, we'll go down Thursday night. Tonight, the Monarchs are coming out of Louisville, Kentucky area. We actually had them here 5 years ago, and they had to shut down a little early. I think it was pretty bad weather that night, so we're not hoping to have a rerun of that tonight. I think the weather's supposed to be good, maybe a little bit something this afternoon maybe. But Friday night, we've got a really exciting group out of Nashville, Tennessee, called the Downtown Band. There's three ladies in there and 6 guys, and 2 of them are playing horns, and really exciting. They really entertain for a lot of people like David Letterman, Carrie Underwood, Steve Forbes, and several other ones there. But we're really excited about this group. It's really energetic. It's going to be exciting. But Saturday night, we have a Journey group coming.
You guys wanted to go out with a bang after 10 years. You can't do it better with Journey.
We had several people asked about getting a Journey group, so it's called Faithfully. It's a Journey group going to be on Saturday night. but lots of other entertainment.
And it's all free.
It's all free. I mean, except getting in the beer garden, the rest is all free. There's 28 other musical groups someplace around town that you can preview free. Just to come
Special
see 'em.
shout out to those two bands in the beer garden, the Alpine Echoes and the Chardon Polka Band. They do such a fantastic job.
They really play their hearts out. Go down there, if you're over 21, just to see and hear and watch them perform.
Gary, in closing here, from the bottom of my heart, and of course everybody who has attended the Strassenfest over the past 10 years, to you and your wife, a great debt is owed. You two have really turned the Strassenfest into a place where not only is there a lot of entertainment to watch, but I know a lot of the entertainers in this area want to perform at the Jasper Strassenfest.
Just to speak about that a little bit, throughout the years, I probably, on an average, had a couple phone calls every week or every other week on people wanting to come to the Strassenfest to entertain. And we replied back to all of them, talked to them. Some of them we didn't think was what we were looking for, and some of them we did, but we responded back to all of them.
10 years, I don't think people realize the amount of effort that you and your wife traveling, going, because I know one thing is you didn't want to ever put someone on stage that you didn't know about.
Absolutely. Don't want to. We want to make sure that's what we want for here and for Jasper, for the community. So yeah, we just wanted to do our homework. And
10 years, yep. That's a whole decade of doing the entertainment at the Jasper Strassenfest. And I know the individual, Mr. Klemper, who will be filling that slot. Heath Klemper, he has got some big shoes to fill, but best of luck to him.
We just felt it's time after 10 years, have somebody new come on with new ideas and experience what we went through. I mean, it was really exciting, rewarding, met a lot of people, a lot of great people, and just had a fun time along the road going. And actually, Heath came on last year and been coming to all the meetings. Gave him a lot of information throughout the year for him to look over and decide. And I think he has 2 or 3 of them that he's seriously looking at for next year already. So, the time flies around quick.
It certainly does.
Absolutely.
And again, I really hope that your wife doesn't forget us about us with those rum cakes.
Absolutely.
This year with Strassenfest.
My wife will probably make a couple hundred of them a year. We kind of, all our special friends and everybody and people we work with in real estate that we share with. And, but yeah, she enjoys making them. And we're just, there's so much going on this year at the Strassenfest. I mean, and I think like Mike mentioned earlier, we have so much going on down at Schrader Complex that was moved down there this year. Actually, the farm machinery is coming in tomorrow afternoon. So it'd be a 2-day event. So I think that's really helped because I know there was somebody had 14 tractors that they wanted to bring in, but they didn't want to come for 1 day. So they're having 2 days, Friday and Saturday. But there's so much going on down there. You can just get down there and park. We should have plenty of parking. There's so much to see just within walking distance down there then.
And there's so much to do at this year's Strassenfest. Again, thank you to you and your wife for the past 10 years for the Jasper Strassenfest. You'll see those posters out and about downtown. Make sure you check it out. Find out what you want to watch and make sure you're there. There's just so much going on. Gary, a pleasure. Thank you so much for the past 10 years.
Thank you, Ty. And hope to see everybody at the Strassenfest. Come up and say hi. We'll be there. We'll be all around the Strassenfest. And I think the weather's going to be great, so come on out. Let's have a good time. Dance in the streets.
It's a great time to be in Jasper. The 39th annual Jasper Strassenfest kicking off tonight, a time to celebrate our German heritage in this community. We'll see you at this year's Strassenfest. You've been watching Strassenfest Live on 18 WJTS, local people watching local people, and 100.9 FM WBDC. We'll see you at the fest.
Thank you.